Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Jasodanandana Braja Janarandana Jasodanandana Braja Janarandana Jamuna Tira Panachari Jamuna Tira Panachari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Jasodanandana Braja Janarandana Jasodanandana Braja Janarandana Jamuna Tira Panachari Jamuna Tira Panachari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jai Radha Madhava Raja Bihari. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jayam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajikacharya Asotarasata Shishimad, His Divine Grace Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai, Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai, Shri Harinam Sankirtan Jagya Ki Jai, Jainitai Go Premanandi. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the lotus feet of Sri Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Today we're reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 11, Chapter 2, titled Maharaj Nimi Meets the Nine Yogindras. Today we are reading verse 12. Is that correct? Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Shuto nupatito dhyata adrito vanumodita sadya punati saddharmo deva vishva druhopihi Shruto nupatito dhyata adrito vanumodita sadya punati saddharmo deva vishva druhopihi Shruto nupatito dhyata adrito vanumoditaha sadya punati saddharmo deva vishva druhopihi. Please chant. Shruto nupatito dhyata adrito vanumodita sadya punati saddharmo deva vishva druhopihi. Shruto nupatito dhyata adrito vanumoditaha sadya punati saddharmo deva vishva druhopihi. Shruto nupatito dhyata adrito vanumoditaha sadya punati saddharmo deva vishva druhopihi. Mataji's. Shruto nupatito dhyata adrito vanumoditaha sadya punati saddharmo deva vishva druhopihi. Shruto nupatito dhyata adrito vanumoditaha sadya punati saddharmo deva vishva druhopihi. Shrutaha, heard. Anupatita, subsequently chanted, Dhyataha, meditated on, Adritaha, faithfully accepted, Va, or Anumoditaha, praised when performed by others, Sadhyaha, immediately, Punati, purifies, Saddharmaha, pure devotional service, Deva, to the demigods, Vishva, and to the universe, Druhaha, those who are hateful, Apihi, even. Translation: pure devotional service rendered to the Supreme Lord is spiritually so potent that simply by hearing about such transcendental service, by chanting its glories in response, by meditating on it, by respectfully and faithfully accepting it, or by praising the devotional service of others, even persons who hate the demigods and all other living beings can be immediately purified. Purport by the disciples of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur has commented that the word Sad Dharma refers to Bhagavat Dharma. This is also confirmed by Sridhar Swami. Bhagavat Dharma is spiritually so powerful that even those who by worldly standards are implicated in various ways in sinful behavior can easily be purified by adopting any of the processes mentioned in this verse. In the practice of ordinary piety, one worships God with the expectation of receiving something in return for one's service. Similarly, the impersonalist aspires for his own liberation, wishfully thinking that he will become equal to God. In Bhagavat Dharma, however, there is no such impurity. Bhagavat Dharma is devotional service to the Lord in which the only objective is the satisfaction of the Lord. If one rejects this process and instead wants to hear about, teach, or meditate upon another process, the chance for immediate purification is lost. Neither ordinary materialistic yoga processes meant for achieving mystic powers, nor impersonal processes based on speculation have the power to purify immediately those who have fallen into sinful behavior. Saddharma, or Bhagavat Dharma, pure devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is unique in that even the most fallen souls can immediately rise to the highest perfectional stage by surrendering at the lotus feet of Krishna or his pure devotee. This was vividly demonstrated in the preaching work of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, especially in the case of the sinful brothers Jagai and Madhai. Om Jnana Timarandasya Gananjana Shalakaya Chakshulam Militam Yenam Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Shri Yuta Parakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Shah. Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Sutadevi Pranamami Hari Priye Panchakalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Vaevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Pure devotional service rendered to the Supreme Lord is spiritually so potent that simply by hearing about such transcendental service, by chanting its glories in response, by meditating on it, by respectfully and faithfully accepting it, or by praising the devotional service of others, even persons who hate the demigods and all other living beings can be immediately purified. Hare Krishna. It's a great privilege to try to address this assembly of devotees. I don't feel myself fit in any way for this. I'm praying for your blessings, for your mercy, especially for the many worshipable seniors here among you. This verse is spoken by Narada Muni, speaking to Vasudeva, Krishna's father Vasudeva. And Vasudeva has said, just a few verses prior, in the 7th verse, Vasudeva addressing Narada Muni, he says, "O Brahman, although I am satisfied simply by seeing you, I still wish to inquire about those duties which give pleasure to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Any mortal who faithfully hears about them is freed from all kinds of fear." So Vasudeva is part of the Yadu dynasty, which has just been cursed to be destroyed. And so naturally, if you're in that kind of position that your whole dynasty is on the verge of destruction, ordinarily you may feel some fear, some anxiety, but Vasudeva is a devotee. He understands by taking shelter of Krishna, I can become free from fear. So he wants to hear about the process of devotional service to overcome that kind of obstacle. So many beautiful glories of devotional service are expressed in this verse by chanting, Ashrutaha, by hearing about devotional service, Anupatita, by chanting about devotional service, Dhyataha, meditating, by meditating on devotional service, Adrita, by faithfully accepting devotional service, Anumoditaha, even if you just appreciate praising someone else that has done devotional service. By any such action, one will be purified. Devotional service is so great. There is no other transcendental process that compares. If one will try to do pious works, serve God, hoping for some more opulent position in the material world, if one will try to do some type of impersonal meditation to try to free oneself from anxiety and fear. You have to do those things, and you have to become successful at them. It's not that just by hearing about that there will be, what will be the benefit hearing about, doing pious works? Is there any benefit to that? What's the benefit of hearing about meditating on Brahman in order to free oneself, liberate oneself from anxiety? There's no benefit to that. Actually, you have to do that, and you have to become successful at it, and it's not an easy job. If you will praise someone who's meditating on the impersonal Brahman, will there be any benefit to that? If you will approve of that, yes, let them do some pious work, let them meditate like that, let them do yoga for the purpose of attaining some mystic perfection. No benefit. But in devotional service, even just we appreciate how someone else is doing devotional service. Even we're hearing, in the Srimad Bhagavatam, we're hearing so many stories of the great devotees, and we're just admiring, wow, Prahlad Maharaj, what an exceptional devotee. Just by the process of hearing, appreciating, even by that we are purified. That is the supreme glory of devotional service. And so, because devotional service is our eternal nature, it is completely outside of the realm of Maya. All of these other processes are connected either to trying to have some better position within the realm of Maya, or trying to get free from the miseries of Maya. But devotional service transcends all of that. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he writes, Manasa deho geho jo kichumor, arpilu dua pade nandakishore. Mind, body, family, whatever may be mine, I have surrendered at your lotus feet, O Nandakishore. In good fortune or in bad, in life or at death, all of my difficulties have disappeared by choosing those feet of yours as my only shelter. I don't have a problem anymore because I've chosen the feet of Lord Krishna. Then in difficulty or in good times, in bad times, there's no problem. Because I am the servant of Krishna, let him arrange what he arranges. He says, slay me or protect me, for you are the master of your eternal servant. Slay me or protect me. I'm detached either way, because I'm so confident in my position. I'm the servant of the Lord. Okay, let him deal with me this way or that way. If it is your wish that I take birth again, then let me take birth in the home of your devotee. Let me take birth even as a worm, so long as I may remain your devotee. I have no desire to be a Brahma, averse to you. Imagine the highest position in the material world is to be Brahma. But if I will be a Brahma that is not a devotee, there's no value to having that position. Better I have the lowest position, better I be a worm, but a devotee. He says, my only desire is to have the association of that devotee who is completely devoid of all desire for worldly enjoyment and for liberation. That is the real value. Let us have the value, let us have the association of the great devotees. Let me take birth in the house of the great devotee. Let me be associated with the great devotees. He says, Father, Mother, Lover, Son, Lord, Preceptor, and husband. You are everything to me. Bhaktivinoda says, O Kana, please hear me. O Lord of Radha, you are my life and soul. So, by developing devotional service, we can have that absolutely fearless position that I'm the Lord's servant, and He will maintain me, He will protect me, and however He does that, I'm ready to accept. I'm satisfied in that position. Again, mundane piety, that is like more or less a selfish affair. Or aspiring for liberation. There's no security in those positions, because in those activities, I'm trying to endeavor for my own benefit. Maybe I will get success, maybe I won't. But becoming the servant of the Lord, that is the secure position. Now I'm in my natural position. Bhagavat Dharma is devotional service to the Lord, in which the only objective is the satisfaction of the Lord. If one rejects this process and instead wants to hear about, teach, or meditate upon other processes, the chance for immediate purification is lost. This point is there many times in the Sharanagati prayers of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. We have another beautiful meditation, Sarvasva Tomar Charane. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, now that I have surrendered all that I possess unto your lotus feet, I throw myself down before your house. You are the master of the house. Kindly consider me your own dog. He has this mood that, like he has said, mind, body, and family, everything I consider to be mine, now I consider it all belongs to the Lord. So I'm living in my house, but I'm no longer the master of the house. Before, I'm thinking, this is my kingdom, this is my facility for enjoyment, for some happiness. Now I'm thinking, this house doesn't belong to me. It belongs to the Lord. I'm just like a dog, just humbly serving the master. He says, consider me as your own dog. Chaining me nearby, you will maintain me, and I shall lie at your doorstep. I will not allow your enemies to enter, but will keep them outside the bounds of the surrounding moat. I will just do my humble duty as a dog, bark, keep away any negative people. Whatever food remnants your devotees leave behind after honoring your prasad will be my daily sustenance. I will feast on those remnants in great bliss. So, the materialistic person is thinking, how will I enjoy some nice things to eat? That's one of the great enjoyments of the material life, how to satisfy the tongue nicely. But in the position of servant of the Lord, Bhaktivinoda is thinking, okay, whatever prasadam comes, I will accept that. Whatever the devotees offer me, I can accept. While sitting up or lying down, I will constantly meditate on your lotus feet. Whenever you call, I will immediately run to you and dance in rapture. I will never think for my own nourishment and will remain absorbed in ever-cherishing love for my master. Bhaktivinoda now accepts you as his only maintainer. So the path to fearlessness, like Vasudeva is thinking, how I can become fearless in the face of my dynasty being annihilated. The path to fearlessness is taking the shelter of the Lord in like the moods that we have tried to describe. Another point I thought to go through, or another section from Srila Prabhupada's books, in the Antya-lila of Chaitanya Charitamrita, there's the description of conversation between Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Haridas Thakur. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, it says, one day Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu met Haridas Thakur as usual, and in the course of discussion, he inquired as follows: "My dear Thakur Haridas, in this age of Kali, most people are bereft of Vedic culture, and therefore they are called Yavanas. They are concerned only with killing cows and Brahminical culture. In this way, they all engage in sinful acts. How will these Yavanas be delivered? To my great unhappiness, I do not see any way." Haridas Thakur replied, "My dear Lord, do not be in anxiety. Do not be unhappy to see the condition of the Yavanas in material existence. Because the Yavanas are accustomed to saying, Ha Ram, O Lord Ramachandra, they will very easily be delivered by this Namabhas." So the point is to explain the power, the purity, the glory of devotional service. Just by some inadvertent contact with devotional service, how much power in some cultures they will say that if something is like very dirty or something is irreligious, it is haram. Like maybe they're eating meat, but like if they eat pig's meat, this is haram. It's very dirty, not acceptable. So they're actually referring to something totally different. They're referring to something being irreligious. But Haridas Thakur is saying, but it's like they're saying haram, like, oh my Lord Ramachandra, oh Lord Ramachandra. And so they're actually getting some inadvertent contact with devotional service. And so what is the power of devotional service? We'll hear. Haridas says, "A devotee in advanced ecstatic love exclaims, O my Lord Ramachandra, O my Lord Ramachandra. But the Yavanas also chant, Ha Ram. Just see their good fortune." Namacharya Haridas Thakur, the authority on the chanting of the holy name, said, "The chanting of the Lord's holy name to indicate something other than the Lord is an instance of Namabhas. Even when the holy name is chanted in this way, its transcendental power is not destroyed. Even a mlecha who is being killed by the tusk of a boar and who cries in distress again and again, Haram, attains liberation. What then to speak of those who chant the holy name with veneration and faith? Ajamil was a great sinner during his life, but at the time of death, he accidentally called for his youngest son, whose name was Narayan, and the attendants of Lord Vishnu came to relieve him from the bonds of Yamaraj, the superintendent of death. The word Ram consists of the two syllables Ra and Ma. These are unseparated and are decorated with the loving word Ha, meaning O. The letters of the holy name have so much spiritual potency that they act even when uttered improperly. If a devotee once utters the holy name of the Lord, or if it penetrates his mind or enters his ear, which is the channel of oral reception, that holy name will certainly deliver him from material bondage, whether vibrated properly or improperly, with correct or incorrect grammar, or properly joined or vibrated in separate parts. O Brahman, the potency of the holy name is therefore certainly great. However, if one uses the vibration of the holy name for the benefit of the material body, for material wealth and followers, or under the influence of greed or atheism, in other words, if one utters the name with offenses, such chanting will not produce the desired result very soon. Therefore, one should diligently avoid offenses in chanting the holy name of the Lord. Namacharya Haridas Thakur continued, if one offenselessly utters the holy name, even imperfectly, one can be freed from all the results of sinful life. O reservoir of all good qualities, just worship Sri Krishna, the purifier of all purifiers, the most exalted of the personalities worshipped by choice poetry. Worship him with a faithful, unflinching mind, without duplicity, and in a highly elevated manner. Thus worship the Lord, whose name is like the sun. For just as a slight appearance of the sun dissipates the darkness of night, so a slight appearance of the holy name of Krishna can drive away all the darkness of ignorance that arises in the heart due to greatly sinful activities performed in previous lives. Even a faint light from the holy name of the Lord can eradicate all the reactions of sinful life. While dying, Ajamil chanted the holy name of the Lord, intending to call his son Narayan. Nevertheless, he attained the spiritual world. What then to speak of those who chant the holy name with faith and reverence? So it's the same point made in today's verse. Even persons who hate the demigods and all other living beings can be immediately purified. So it means, someone who has a very demoniac mentality. Ajamil, he came from a very nice Brahmin family, but somehow he became highly degraded and was doing a lot of sinful activities. But even he just called the name Narayan, somehow, not exactly calling for the Lord, calling because his son had the name Narayan. Just from that, all his good fortune was achieved. Just one more thing was on my mind to share today. It's a story that I heard a few years ago in Mayapur. I was associating with a group of Russian devotees. In our samadhi field in the Goshala, we have our samadhi of Ananta Shanti Prabhu, and it says there, first Russian devotee. And we know maybe from Prabhupada's Lilamrita, it describes how Srila Prabhupada took a trip to Russia and he stayed at a hotel near the Red Square, which if you've ever been there, it's kind of like a very beautiful large area where they have like the Kremlin, and they have like a very interesting, beautiful church with these kind of dome, very colorful church, and there's a very famous picture of Srila Prabhupada walking beneath that church. And what I remember from the Lilamrita, they really struggled to kind of connect with people there because the government was so oppressive. Even there were times when Srila Prabhupada's servant mentioned how they met somebody, and Prabhupada said, no, don't entertain that person, don't bring him here. He's not a genuine person. He's like a government official trying to make trouble for us. But somehow Srila Prabhupada spoke to this one person who became Ananta Shanti. I think for one long period of some hours, Srila Prabhupada preached to that person. And Prabhupada said, when you're cooking a pot of rice, if you want to check that the rice has been cooked properly, you just take one grain and you squeeze that grain to see if it's been cooked through. And by understanding the one grain, you can know the whole pot of rice, whether it's ready. He said, so just by speaking to this one man, I have understood that the whole country of Russia is ready for Krishna consciousness. He said that. So, in my experience too, just humbly, I used to stay in New York City. And about 25 years ago, I was living in a brahmachari ashram in New York City. And we did so much Harinam, and we did so many programs, so much prasadam distribution. We had these college programs, we had programs at our small preaching center. And it just felt like such a difficult field. Like it was really difficult to get people inspired to join and dedicate themselves. The first time I visited Russia, maybe about 17 years ago, and I was there for 1 week. And we just had like this series of programs which was geared for introducing Krishna consciousness to new people. And it was just like a simple program. We had very nice sannyasi giving the class, and we had kirtan, and we had prasadam. And I just remember there was like, this one business guy came wearing a suit and stuff, probably coming from work. And I just heard he became a devotee from those programs. And I just felt like, wow, this place is amazing. You just have a nice devotional program, and people become inspired to join. Anyway, so Ananta Shanti Prabhu, the story that I heard a few years ago in Mayapur, I don't know how much we hear about him in English, but I was hearing from some group of Russian devotees. And at one point, he was placed in like an insane asylum, not exactly a jail, but he was put in like a torturous asylum where they wanted to destroy the person's religion because they didn't want influence of Hare Krishna movement in their society. The devotees were saying that Ananta Shanti Prabhu was like very charismatic person, and he would just sit down somewhere and he would start speaking about Krishna, and it was so attractive how he spoke that people would just naturally gather and they would want to hear from him. They said he had that kind of potency. So he was put in this like kind of very torturous place, and he was not allowed to have any like external ornament of being a devotee. He could not have any neck bead on his neck, couldn't wear any tilak on his body, couldn't have any sika, wasn't permitted to have any japa beads, no deities. Clearly there was no sangha, there was no temple programs to attend. He was just in there alone. And if they saw him doing any devotional activity, like if they saw him chanting, they had these injections that they would give him, some kind of chemical injection which is specifically designed to disturb the mind of a person so that they would lose their faith. Imagine being in such a place. And they said that the staff was very harsh with him. And after some time, because he was like a gentle, nice person, after some time, the staff would become more soft with him because they would see he's a nice man. Why are we being so harsh with this nice person? And so then the staff would be changed. They would put in new people that could again be harsh with him. And he was there for 6 years. if you can imagine the kind of obstacle he was facing. Actually, it's like really heartbreaking. So this senior Russian devotee who is telling stories, he says, I was there the day when Ananta Shanti was released from that asylum, that prison. What I understood was at some point in the late 80s, early 90s, our Sri Prahlad Prabhu, he made a music video with the song appealing, it's called like Mr. Gorbachev. You can look it up on YouTube or something. He was singing, appealing to Mr. Gorbachev, please, you no need to torture our devotees, it's too much. And by the influence of that song, it's okay, we should free the devotees. So this Russian devotee said, I was there to receive Ananta Shanti Prabhu on the day when he was released from that prison. And this devotee said, I was expecting to meet a broken man. And he said, he was effulgent like the sun, full of life, full of Shakti. And they said, how did you survive in that place, all alone? And Ananta Shanti said, what do you mean alone? I was never alone. They say that when he was let out from that insane asylum, the head doctor, he said, you have been in here for 6 years, but you have still kept your sanity. He said, this is an incredible achievement. He said, I bow down to you. I give you my respects. Even though he is like the person that is, he said, I give you my great respect. How you were able to maintain your sanity. And he said, how were you able to do this? And Ananta Shanti said, I was chanting mantra. So, anyway, this is just a story. I always felt so moved by this story, one of the most powerful stories I've heard. And so I felt like sharing. Pure devotional service, anyway, I hope it was relevant enough. Just the point is, how by taking shelter, by having such a faith, he was able to maintain himself in like the most impossible, difficult circumstance. How much inspiration this can give us to maintain our faith, maintain our determination, our devotion in whatever difficulties we have to face in our lives. Pure devotional service rendered to the Supreme Lord is spiritually so potent that simply by hearing about such transcendental service, by chanting its glories in response, by meditating on it, by respectfully and faithfully accepting it, or by praising the devotional service of others, even persons who hate the demigods and all other living beings can be immediately purified. Oh, sorry, there was one other small story I wanted to tell. Related to this story from Chaitanya Charitamrita with Haridas Thakur and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, His Holiness Bibi Govinda Maharaj, he told a story that many years prior, I think in the early days of ISKCON Vrindavan, sometimes the devotees would associate with Srila Prabhupada's godbrother, Srila Akincana Krishna Babaji Maharaj. He was like a very beautiful kirtan singer, very exalted devotee. Srila Prabhupada had a very, very positive, sweet relationship with him. And so the story was, Govinda Maharaj went to visit him, and he said, Maharaj, may I ask you a question? He said, this Kali Yuga, it's so bad. People are in so much darkness, so much illusion. How is it possible that these people can be elevated and become Krishna conscious? And he said that Krishnadas Babaji's answer was, he said, oh, this is a very, very nice question. He said, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked the same question to Haridas Thakur. And then Govinda Maharaj said, from memory, Krishnadas Babaji, in his sweet voice, he recited all the Bengali verses of this section of the Chaitanya Charitamrita. And then he said, watch this. And he said, on the floor there was like one of the lizards that we have in Vrindavan, like just a small lizard. He said, watch this. And he pointed at the lizard and he looked at him and very deliberately he said, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And then he said, he's liberated, he's liberated. Okay, any questions, any comments?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Narada Muni is saying that by following this process, even the persons who hate the demigods and other living beings can be immediately purified. Is there any particular reason he is asking about, saying that who hates the demigods? Anything in your mind, Prabhu?
Maybe there's a doubt. Am I qualified for devotional service? Can I get benefit of devotional service? I'm so sinful, I'm so fallen. I'm also like Kali Yuga person. I did so many wrong things. I'm still doing so many wrong things. I have such a sinful background. But Narada Muni is giving the assurance. And we have so many examples. In the purport, I didn't even speak on it, although I wanted to. There's the mention how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he delivered even Jagai and Madhai.
Yes.
We have the story in the Chaitanya Charitamrita about the Chandkazi. He was harsh with the Sankirtan movement, but then little bit he wasn't so harsh. And when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, hey, you have the power, why didn't you fully stop? And he was telling how his policemen, they faced some trouble, and he himself, he had some dream of Lord Nrsingadev. And when he was telling the story, just a few times while narrating his own story, he mentioned some names of Krishna. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, wow, what a great wonder has happened. Just by saying these names of the Lord, you've been delivered. So those examples are there to give us some encouragement that even someone is coming from a very low position, still they can take all benefit, great benefit from devotional service. Is that all right?
Okay, Prabhu. There are many instances in Srimad Bhagavatam, like the demons, they hate demigods. That we know very well. That they keep fighting and they hate demigods. And some of the demons, we have the example of Vratasura. He is fighting with Indra, but he is a great devotee. So that way, what Narada Muni is telling, really, that any person, even to the extent who hate the demigods and other living entities, hating someone is very bad aspect of somebody's life. Those persons even can be purified by this process. It's a very nice point, Prabhu.
Very nice. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, you have a question? I don't know if... maybe let's try to be a little fast to respect everybody's time, just because it's already after 9 o'clock. Last.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhu. So, when we recite every morning before chanting japa, we recite the 10 offenses that we should avoid by chanting. And at the end of this recitation, it is said that if somebody is infected by these offenses, he may stay in this material world for millions of births and never get perfection. So it looks like very pessimistic, because when I know for myself, I do offense, I'm not always attentive, and and simultaneously we have Akincana Krishna Babaji, who is super optimistic, saying, oh, this lizard, just by hearing the Maha Mantra, even totally unconscious, he is liberated. So it looks like bewildering that there is something very pessimistic and something very optimistic at the same time. So do you understand my question?
Anyway, if we follow what the Shastra says, I think we should be very optimistic. Definitely, we want to avoid very serious offenses. We have to do our best about that. My understanding is, what offense is a lizard in Vrindavan doing? Is there any offense? What's the offense? He's just hearing he heard the Maha Mantra from such a great devotee. So we also should just be as offenseless as possible and be very optimistic.
Okay, thank you.
Is that all right?
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,